What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brendan Dopp, and I teach you everything that you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. If you're new here, be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe to my channel to make sure you do not miss out on anything that can help you make passive money online and create the lifestyle that you want. As well, if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, be sure you go and do so. The link will be in the description. It's called Print on Demand Warriors, a great place to be part of a community to learn and grow. And there you can find answers to your questions that you can't necessarily find on Google. So I highly suggest going and joining that. In my live stream today, I will be answering questions that you have. So go ahead and throw those up in the live chat if you do have any questions. I want to help you the best I can. While we wait for viewers to come in and wait for our community to join, I will be going over 5 tips to take your shop to the next level, things that I think are super important in order to have success with Etsy. And these are things that I've learned over the past year selling on Etsy, and I want you to implement them so you can have success as well. So the 5 tips I suggest is, number 1, the most important, is doing trend research. If you're not doing trend research, you will never be selling anything that people are looking for. So if you can catch trends before they're too saturated, it's a great way to increase sales in your shop. And there's several different ways you can do trend research. One is on the Etsy marketplace, just searching general keywords or specific niche keywords that you're in. And there you're able to find things that are trending based off bestseller badges, as well as things that are ranking on the first few pages. And because the reason they're on those first pages is because they're selling and converting. So trend research is huge. A few other places you can check out for doing your trend research are big box stores such as Walmart, Target. Shein is a great place. On Amazon, using the Merch Informer tool, which I show in my other videos. And then just when you're out and about viewing what people are wearing, your friends are wearing, family's wearing, that's also an awesome way to figure out what is trending and what people are actually wanting to buy. Okay, my tip number 2 for taking your shop to the next level is using Proven SEO. If you have an awesome listing and a really cool design that is trending, but your SEO is awful, it will not rank well, and you will never have your listing be found. And with that being said, that listing will never sell. So it's important to have really good proven SEO. And ways you can find proven SEO is, 1, looking for keywords within your niche. So you can search a specific keyword, find sweatshirts or t-shirts or mugs, whatever you're selling, related to that keyword, and ones that are ranking at the top of the first page, not counting the ones that are running ads. So if it says ad buy it, don't include those, but the ones that are just below the ads, those are awesome ones for using keywords from that because they're proven. You know that's ranking well for that keyword, and you can incorporate those within your specific listing. So use proven SEO. That is a must in order to be found on Etsy. My step number 3 for 5 tips to take your shop to the next level is using high quality mockups. If you don't have a good listing photo, it'll be really difficult for people to click through to it. You want to have a really high professional quality photo where people will have the desire to click on it, to click through to your listing, and then to learn more about that listing. And places I personally buy my mockups is off of the Etsy marketplace. There's a ton of different mockup shops who sell really awesome mockups, and they're done really well. They're super high professional. They look really clean, and you can purchase them for a very affordable price, between $3 to $7. As well, you can buy bundles for your entire shop. So there is so much different options there on Etsy. And we also have our own mockup shop, which I suggest checking out. The link is in the description. It's called Malama Mocks. There you can see what mockups we offer. And we just added a bunch of new ones, so feel free to check that out. And more will be coming in the coming weeks. But on top of our shop, there's so many other awesome shops, which will really help take your shop to the next level. So you have to have really nice, high quality mockups. Okay, tip number 4 is going to be a clean and a detailed listing. And for those of you that are just tuning in, I'm sharing 5 tips to take your shop to the next level. And if you have questions in the meantime, throw those up in the live chat. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So we have someone here, HKJ Squad. Hi, good job, Brennan. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. So any of you that have questions, please tune in. Let me know what your questions are, and I'll answer them the best I can in that live chat. All right, so tip 4 is clean and detailed listings. So you have to have a very clean, thorough listing, and you want to have all the details necessary that you want your customer to know. So this customer has no idea what you're selling or what it is. You want them to be able to know what type of sweatshirt or what type of shirt you're selling. So if you're selling a Gildan, let them know you're selling a Gildan. If you're selling a Bella Canvas, let them know you're selling a Bella Canvas, because some people are particular about what type of shirt they buy or what type of sweatshirt they buy. So have all of the details you need. Your shipping and processing times are important. You want to make sure your customer knows how long it will take for that item to be processed, since you are doing print on demand, and how long will shipping take for it to arrive to them. And then any other information that's necessary for your customer to know and what you want them to know. So if you're running a sale or you have any type of promotion, include that in your description. I also like to have the order, how you place an order, so you can break down the steps, tell them exactly how you add it to their cart and what they need to do to follow those details. I know it seems simple, but it really helps with conversion within your listing. And so those are some of the major things. With my photos within my listing, I do like to have just a few mock-up photos. So if I'm selling 2 to 3 colors, I'll have a mock-up photo for each color that I'm offering. And then I will also have separate photos, one for my shipping and processing times, and then one for promotions or any other deals that I'm offering. And then another important thing to remember with your listing is you never want to have a ton of options. It is a real thing, having decision fatigue. So the more options you offer, it's harder for someone to make a decision and convert on that listing. So I like to offer no more than 5 color options. And then I like to have as limited options as possible. So it's a really clean listing. People can come in, they see, okay, I offer 5 colors or less. A lot of my listings, I'll just do 1 or 2 colors. So it's really simple, and it makes it really easy for the buying process. And I know there's a lot of shops out there that you see that are bigger shops who offer a ton of colors. They can choose the text color or the font color. They can choose different types of fonts. And then they have like 30 different shirt color options. My personal experience, I would not do that. I would have your listing super simple, really clean, to the point, so your customer has a really positive buying experience. Okay, so that's tip number 3 for 5 tips to take your shop to the next level. If you just tuned in, I'm talking about how to improve the quality of your shop and how to increase sales in your shop. If you have questions, anything regarding to this, please throw them in the live chat, and I'm going to answer those here shortly. So I'd love to hear all your questions. I'm grateful for all of you that have tuned in so far. I want to answer all of the questions that you have and help you the best that I can. Okay, then my last and final tip for taking your shop to the next level is having excellent customer service. A great way to have repeat customers and have happy customers is to respond to your customers quickly. So be really responsive. They'll be able to trust you. It will build trust between you and your customer. And then so when your product ships, let them know that the product has shipped. You'll let them know when it'll arrive once you know. And then once it has been delivered, you can follow up with them, say, hey, according to the tracking number, your product has been delivered. We just want to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And if you have any issues, please let us know. This will help mitigate the opportunity for a customer to leave a bad review, and they'll be able to open a space so they can reach out to you and talk with you if there's an issue. And my whole motto with my shop is I want everyone to be happy with their order. I'm not out trying to just make quick money and have upset customers. I want them to be truly happy with their order. And if they are, it's almost guaranteed they'll leave a nice 5-star review, which really helps your shop take off and do that snowball effect. And so what I also do in my follow-up message, not only will I let them know their item has been delivered and make sure it's okay. If they respond back and they say, yes, it's delivered, I love it, or whatever it is, I'll say, as a small business, it would mean the world to us if you can leave a review. It really helps our shop. And most people are really awesome about it, and they'll leave a really kind review. And a thing you can do with that as well is offer them, so if they add a photo to it, you can do like a giveaway or whatever route you want to do. It will help increase reviews on your shop, which is the base and the foundation of your store for it to have a lot of success. So those are 5 super important things I highly suggest. Just a recap before I go in and answer questions, as the 5 tips to take your shop to the next level is 1, trend research, 2, using proven SEO, 3, high quality mockups, 4, clean and detailed listings, and then 5, having excellent customer service. And if you do these 5 things, this will help your shop so much, and it will help increase sales, and you'll see your shop take off. So those are 5 things I suggest you do. If you have any questions, please throw them up in the live chat. I want to answer questions that you have and make this as beneficial for you as possible. So we have a few questions here so far. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, if you're finding value in this video, please go ahead and like it. It'll help us reach more people and help us help more people. So if you can go ahead and hit the like button, that would mean so much to me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe as well. Also, I have a Facebook group that you can join called Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. If you go and join that, it's a great place to be a part of the community and receive all the help that you need, not only from myself, but from other sellers that are in the same boat as you. Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions. If you have more, please keep them coming in the live chat. So Karen, good to have you here, Karen. She said, hello, Brennan. I have bought mockups from Etsy, but I can't figure out how to get them from the mockup page. Can you help me? Great question. So what you want to do after you have purchased your mockup, you'll go to your purchases and reviews in your top right-hand corner. So go to your profile picture in the top right, and you'll go click on your purchases. And then there you'll be able to download your mockup to your computer. And it may take a few minutes after you've initially purchased it for it to be available because the payment has to process. But there in your purchases, you'll be able to download it straight to your computer. And then you can go and take it to Over or Canva or whatever tool you're using to do your mockups and then go from there. So I hope that answers your question, Karen. If not, let me know. But it's a really simple process. Just go to your purchases in the top right-hand corner under your profile picture and then download it there. Awesome question. Okay, HKJ Squad, I've promoted my products by using Etsy ads for 1 week now, just losing money on clicks and there are no sales. I'm new on Etsy. Cool. So I've experimented with ads quite a bit during my time selling on Etsy, and I necessarily wouldn't promote ads unless you have a high converting listing already. Once you know that it converts and that people will purchase that item, then I can run ads on it, and then it's more guaranteed to be a better return on investment for you. So for the meantime, HKJ Squad, I would just focus on doing really good proven SEO, having a really high quality listing with a photo, a nice mock-up photo, and then have a really awesome design that is trending. So for the time being, just starting out, if you don't have the money to burn, I wouldn't run ads just because you're going to be lighting your money on fire. So that's my personal experience. It's your choice. That's what I recommend. Focus on good SEO, do your trend research so you have a high quality design that people are searching for, and then have a really nice mock-up photo. Cool. Great question. Thanks for asking. Our next question we have is from Sand. Hey, Brennan, thanks for this. No problem. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you guys haven't liked this video yet, go ahead and hit that like button. Helps promote the video so we can reach more people. As well as if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe. HKJ Squad, what's the right price we should set for a Gildan shirt? $8. Because I saw many of shirts on Etsy sell at $11. That's worse for me. Okay, so it's your choice. I would experiment with prices. You'd be surprised what people are willing to pay on Etsy for a shirt. So I personally don't sell the Gildan. I just don't love the quality of it. I sell the Bella Canvas 3001. So that's my preference, what I like better. It's a nicer, higher quality. I feel like it prints better. And I sell those between $23 and $26.99. But for the Gildan, you can just experiment, sell them for $19.99, $20.99, just mess around. The shops that you see that are selling them super low, don't worry about those shops. They're most likely printing in-house, so they're printing their shirts themselves and doing all the shipping and handling. So they're able to sell them real cheap because they're able to get them real cheap, and they're not paying for the benefit of having a provider. But yeah, just experiment with pricing. I sell the Gildan between $23.99, $26.99. You can sell, or the Bella Canvas, excuse me, I sell those for that price point. The Gildan you can sell for a little cheaper just because it does cost a little less on Printful. Great question though. Karen Tomlinson, I don't see an option to bring it over. Okay, so you should be able to download it. What you can do is, if you're not seeing it in your availability to download, I would reach out to the mock-up shop owner and then let them know. As well, you can check to see if the payment was processed and if it went through. If it hasn't gone through yet, then you're not able to download it. But if you go to your profile picture, to your purchases and reviews, then if you see it there, it just doesn't show available to download yet, and then you can just wait. But I would reach out to whoever you bought it from, I don't know who you bought it from, but reach out to them and ask what's going on. And if the payment has been processed and it's gone through, a lot of the times the mockup shop owners will just email you the mockup, or they can send it through an Etsy message. All right. So next question. Sand again, how do you work out which carrier and mail class to use for shipping? So if I'm selling, I don't know if you're selling internationally or just in the States. If you're selling internationally for my carrier, I just do other, because it's going to vary depending on what country it's going to. But in the States, obviously my carrier is most likely going to be USPS. So I have USPS as my carrier. And then for my mail class, it's just first class shipping. Great question though. And if you're selling on Printful or Printify, if you're using them, they will automatically push shipping profiles to your store. So you can just click those. If you want to edit it in any way, you can do that. But most of the time, I will either take one of those and just edit it to my own way I want it to be, or I'll just create my own shipping profile. And you do that under settings in your Etsy shop dashboard. Hope that answered your question. And HKJ Squad, thank you so much for sharing your experience. No problem. Thank you for tuning in. So again, if you guys are new here, my name is Brennan Dopp. I teach you everything you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. I've been selling on Etsy for almost a year now, and it's become our full-time thing where we're permanently doing it, and we've had some success with it, and I'm wanting to share it now. When I started out, I didn't have a place where I could find all of the resources that I needed to start from beginning to end to get up and running on Etsy. And my whole idea behind this whole channel and my Facebook group, Print on Demand Wars, is to have that available to people just like you, so you can go to one place and have everything that you need from beginning to end. So I hope you find value in my videos and in my Facebook group, and it's able to help you take your shop to the next level. And on this live stream today, I'm answering questions that you have. So if you have any questions, please throw those up in the live chat and I will answer them the best that I can. But thank you so much for being here. And if you just tuned in, make sure you smash that like button, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, so you can continue to get more content from me. And you'll be notified of it. Alrighty, we'll keep moving on. We have another question here. It took me 20 minutes yesterday to get my mock-up, if that helps. Okay, so yeah, there you go, Karen. Sometimes it just takes some extra time for your payment to be processed and for you to be able to have the availability to download it. Well, any other questions from you guys? If you have them, now is the time to ask. I'm going to help you the best that I can. All right, so I have been selling on Etsy for almost a year now, and I have no background in business or online marketing or e-commerce. I've just been able to take the initiative and learn everything that I could online, on YouTube, and on blog posts and everything else. And I've been able to learn how to make passive money online selling on the Etsy marketplace. So you are probably very similar to me with little background in business. Then you have the same opportunity to start making money online that can become extremely passive after you build it out up front. It does take some upfront work. It's not a get rich overnight scheme, but you are able to turn this into a great side income, or possibly even in the future, if you continue to work on it, your full-time income. So let's keep at it, keep working hard. It does take time to get those first initial sales, but if you're disciplined enough to stay motivated to add listings every single day, to be doing your trend research, sales will eventually come if you follow the things that I share, as well as other people share on YouTube and on anywhere that you read throughout the internet. So if you have more questions, throw them up in the chat. I want to answer them. I have a few more people that just tuned in. Hi, Brennan. Hi, Marina from the Facebook group. I'm in Brazil and we can't use Etsy payments, only PayPal. Okay. So if that is your only option, then you'll just have to run with only using PayPal. I'm not sure how it necessarily works in Brazil, but that is something I can look into. If you want to throw that into the comment section below this video, you can add that to the comments and I'll do more research on that and then I'll get back to you. But it sounds like that may be your only option since you are selling in Brazil. Well, that's cool. You've tuned in all the way from Brazil. Do you think this will scare buyers away? I don't think it will necessarily scare buyers away because so many people are on PayPal and they have different payment options for themselves. I think the only thing that it will hurt you is you don't have as many options for them to purchase an item from your store. But it doesn't give you as much opportunity, but I don't think it'll necessarily scare them away. But like I said, I'll do more research on this, and I will see how that works in Brazil and see if we can figure out a workaround for you. Thanks for that question, though. Do you sell internationally? I do. So we sell worldwide, mostly to Europe, though, is our primary place, just because they have the print provider in Latvia, so it makes it really easy. But we sell internationally, and then we also sell in the States. But most of our sales do end up coming from here in the United States. With my personal opinion on that is you have the opportunity to sell internationally. It's really easy because of there being providers in Europe, so they can get their product really quick. And that's why we've chosen to sell internationally. And it's just cool to see where people buy from and to get your product across the whole world. So great question. All right, I'm going to answer a few more questions. If you just tuned in, I'm answering questions that you have. So be sure you throw those up in the live chat and I will answer them the best that I can. All righty. Karen, it would be great if you do a video on that, just a suggestion. Awesome suggestion. I will add that to my video list and I'll make sure I add that so I can help you guys out. Thanks for the suggestion. Okay, I feel like I'm pricing too high because there are so many sellers who price very cheap. That is a concern to have, but like I mentioned before, if there is a super low price t-shirt selling for $9 to $11 or whatever it is, they are selling in-house. You don't need to worry about competing with them. Just compete with the other people who are doing print on demand. There you'll be able to set yourself apart and you'll be surprised that your items will still sell even if it's priced higher. But you have to have a nice design that people want, and you have to have really nice mock-up photos. And that is a way that will help your items sell. But another option too, if you're worried about getting those first initial sales, you can price lower, so where you break even, so you don't make any money. And then as it sells, you can slowly increase your price point until you have it at a place where you want it to be, where it's still selling. You can just experiment with your pricing. And that's a great way to be able to see what price works best for you. So I would always be experimenting. Etsy is the best place to experiment. You got to always be experimenting every single day. And as you do so, you'll find new ways to have success. All right. Great question, though. Thank you for your answer. Karen, have you ever had a shirt printed with less than 300 DPI print quality? No, I have not. I always make sure the DPI is at least 300 minimum. If you are having issues with your DPI, the way that I make sure I have at least 300 DPI to ensure good print quality is when I'm designing on Over. If you're not familiar with Over, there's an app for both Android and iOS, as well as there's a web version, really easy designing tool. If you have little background in graphic design or if you're not familiar with Photoshop, Over is a great place to do all of your designing. There I make my canvas size 5,000 by 5,000, and then I fill my design to fill the whole canvas. And then when I throw it in Printful in their mockup generator, I just ensure that it's at least 300 DPI and I adjust it accordingly on Printful if it needs to be made smaller or bigger to make sure it hits that 300 DPI print quality. But I know you probably could do a little less than 300 DPI and it possibly print fine, but I don't want to risk it. I want to make sure my customers receive a really nice high quality print. So I always make sure that my DPI is at least 300. I hope that answers your question, Karen. All right, for those of you that just tuned in, my name is Brendan Dopp. If you're new here, I teach you everything about print on demand and selling on the Etsy marketplace. If you haven't hit that, smash that like button, make sure you do so, as well as if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And then I also have a Facebook group that I started within this last month. It's called Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. Make sure you go and join that. It's a great resource to receive more answers to your questions, and you can connect with people that are selling on Etsy. And I'm in there every single day answering the questions the best I can, as well as I post daily tips and tricks for you to have success on Etsy. So it's a great resource for you. I suggest going and joining that. And if you request to join, I'll accept your request within a day or two. Okay, a few more questions I see coming in. For those of you that just tuned in, please throw your questions in the live chat. I'm answering all questions that you have the best that I can based on my experience selling on Etsy. All right, we got a few more people that just tuned in. John, do you look at the amount of results for a specific niche trend? How many results is too much for you? Interesting question, interesting thought. I honestly don't. I don't look at how saturated it is. Obviously, a lot of niches on Etsy are super saturated, but there's still room for you to set yourself apart if you can create a design that is really trending. But something important to remember with doing your design research, especially in super saturated niches like John's mentioning, is trend combining. So the best thing you can do is trend combine, take a best-selling design, and then obviously make it your own. You're never copying it, and then combine it with another trend. So a simple example is, let's say Mother's Day is coming up in the coming months. You take a shirt that's trending well. So a really popular one you see on Etsy always is the mama shirt. So take mama, and then you can change the wordage to it, or you can use mama and then add some really cool designs, such as like flowers or some type of hobby that has great interest. So I'll always be trend combining. I would never do just a single niche or single trend. Always have a super high design that I guess has multiple trends within it, and that will be able to set yourself apart in really saturated niches. So I guess that's a little tip, John. I hope that helps you. Any other questions from you guys? Now's the time to tune in. Things that you may be struggling with on Etsy right now, or questions that you have starting out, and I want to answer them the best that I can. So throw those up in the live chat. If you haven't yet, hit that smash button so we can promote this video and help more people and get more people into the ecosystem. All right, if you have just tuned in, I'm teaching you everything you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. I have an entire playlist on my channel where I take you through step-by-step selling on Etsy, from opening your shop, getting it integrated with Printful, and then building out your shop. So doing your banner, creating your first listing, doing everything that you needed to be up and selling and to start making sales on Etsy. I teach you how to do trend research. I teach you all of the necessary steps to have success and to really do well. So make sure you check out my playlist. It will help you so much with your Etsy journey. Do you offer free shipping on your Europe sales too? No, I do not. Great question. That's something important. So Sand, another great question. Do you offer free shipping on your Europe sales too? I charge for shipping. If you search, I don't have the specific link, but it's really easy to find. Just search Printful shipping prices or shipping costs. They have a link where they'll tell you the cost of shipping per item and whatever additional items. So for whatever you're selling, they'll tell you the exact cost for a mug or for a shirt or for a sweatshirt, as well as the additional item if people buy more than one. And they'll tell you those exact prices for shipping, and you can then go in and add that to your shipping profile. So I offer free shipping in the States, and then for international, I charge for shipping. Otherwise, it'd be too difficult to make any money unless you had a crazy expensive shirt, which people wouldn't pay for. Great question, though. So again, if you have questions, please throw those up in the live chat. The more questions you ask, the more beneficial this live stream will be for you. It's fun to answer questions, though. A lot of similar questions that I've had in the past. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit that like button, as well as subscribe if you haven't, and join my Facebook group where I help you learn and grow and improve your Etsy shop. Okay, we got a few more questions. What about mugs shipping? So good thing you clarified. For mugs, I only sell a few mugs. I focus more on sweatshirts and t-shirts. I don't sell a ton of mugs, but I do have a few in my shop. But I do charge for shipping on mugs. I don't offer free shipping just because shipping's so expensive. Great question. And we have a new question. Thanks for tuning in. We have Brennan, do you sell only t-shirts? I primarily sell t-shirts and sweatshirts. So I sell a lot of the Bella Canvas 3001 t-shirt, and I sell a lot of the Gildan 18,000 sweatshirt. I plan to do a lot of hoodies, as well as in the coming months, it being spring and summertime, I will start doing more tank tops, as well as possibly branch out and do some cropped hoodies, and then experiment with more like hats and things. So I have a lot I want to experiment with and continue to learn and grow and improve upon. But right now I'm primarily selling t-shirts and sweatshirts. And then I have a few mugs listings, and then I have a few sticker listings. But stickers aren't my favorite to sell because you make 30 to 50 cents on each one. So they're really competitive. because a lot of people are selling them out of their house so they can make them for super cheap, and then their prices are super low. You can't really compete with. So awesome question though. Cool. Any other questions? Love to answer them the best that I can. Again, if you just tuned in, my name is Brennan Dopp, and I teach you everything you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. I have an entire playlist that will help you from beginning to end, getting your shop up and running and to start making daily sales on Etsy, as well as I have a Facebook group where you can learn and grow, and you're able to connect with people that are doing the same thing as you, selling on Etsy. So if you have questions, throw them up in the live chat. I want to help you and answer as many as I can. Jay Strick 42 just tuned in. Thanks, Jay Strick. You have a question. How many hours do you spend on your store per day, per week? Has that decreased since you first started? Awesome question. When I first started out selling on Etsy, I was 100% in grind mode. So I was working probably more than 8 hours a day, trying to get my shop built out, get my listings up. So increasing my listing count. And then just the whole learning curve of it all was a lot to learn, from designing to learning Printful to handling customer service. Just all that, I had to spend a lot of time on it. With time, I guess the more I've sold on Etsy, the more I've been able to better manage my time and better utilize my time. So work more efficiently. And so I've been able to spend less, but still some days I'll spend a lot of up to an 8-hour day, but there are days where I only spend a few hours if I can really get my work done and do the things I need to. But every day I'm trying to, my minimum goal every day is to add 2 listings with new designs. So 2 new designs every single day to help build my shop out. And so I spend time on that. I spend time on doing customer service, working with customers, if there's custom orders, doing custom orders, and then just the basic, just housekeeping things that I have to do. And then, but really what's cool with selling on Etsy and then I guess running your own online business is you're able to really work when you want and you're able to play when you want. That's why I loved it. And that's why my initial idea to do this was so that I'd have the opportunity to do what I want, when I want, where I want, so I can work remotely. But long story short, Jay Strick 42, to answer your question, my time varies on how much I spend on it. But I would say now I'm probably spending less time than I was at the beginning, just because I'm at a lower learning curve at this point. But I'm still learning as much as I can, trying to do everything that I can to learn. So great question. I hope that answered it. Karen, thank you for all your help. No problem. Karen, if you have more questions, throw them up in the live chat. I want to help. So for those of you that just tuned in, I'm doing a live Q&A, answering all questions that you have. So if you have them, please ask them in the live chat. I will answer them the best that I can. As well as if you haven't liked this video, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And join my Facebook group. The link is in the description. It's called Print on Demand Warriors. Okay, David, good to have you here. David. So David is in the Facebook group and he's been having recent sales. So congratulations, David. Super excited for you. Keep with the good work. You're doing an awesome job and you've been an awesome asset to the Facebook group, really tuning in. So thank you so much. But your question, hi, Brennan, I've seen some good selling t-shirts that have had the print design on the front left shirt pocket area, not the entire front of the shirt. Do you know what canvas size would be used for this? Awesome question. I do a lot of chest prints in my shop. They're pretty trendy. It's a great idea to add variety to your shop. So I still create my canvas size 5,000 by 5,000, and I fill the whole canvas. And then when I drop it into Printful, I will just make the design smaller. It's going to shoot the DPI up super high. But anything over 300, it's not going to change the print quality much. So to answer your question, I do 5,000 by 5,000 canvas size and over. And then when I drop it in Printful to add my listing, I just decrease it so it fits the chest. And I just want to make sure that your design's in the print safe area. And obviously your DPI is over 300. But it most likely will be if you start at a 5,000 by 5,000 canvas. Awesome question, though. All right. Okay, again, if you have questions, throw them in the live chat. I want to help you the best that I can, and I want to answer all questions. So this is a great opportunity for you to answer questions, as well as a great opportunity for me to share what I've learned in my past year to help you kind of jump that learning curve and to get to the next step and to really up your game in your Etsy selling. David, again, by the way, 5 minutes into this video, my wife yelled out to me, "We just sold another shirt. I love the Etsy cha-ching sound when an item sells." No way, David. Awesome job. Congratulations. So for those of you that are tuning in and you're new to Etsy and you're feeling discouraged, David is a living witness of the possibility of selling on Etsy. He just sold another shirt while tuning into this live stream. He wasn't on the clock. He wasn't working. He was making money passively tuning into this video. So awesome job, David. Super stoked for you. You have a lot of opportunity in the future. As you stick with it, sales will continue to come in. Now you just got to rinse and repeat and continue to keep with the good work, adding listings every day, and you're on to something. If it's selling, you just got to keep doing that same thing and repeating. So awesome job, David. Super excited for you. Jay Strick, thank you. Another question: how much design need to sell on Etsy? So I think your question is how many designs you need to sell on Etsy. Honestly, the count doesn't matter. You could have a crazy trending design that's really popular and people are super excited about, and you can have 5 to 10 listings and you can get your first sale. But with that being said, the more designs you have, the wider you cast your net, the more opportunity you have to be found. Just increases your chances of having more sales. So I wouldn't necessarily put, you got to have X amount of designs in order to get your first sale. It's just you got to have really high quality designs that people are interested in. And obviously, the more high quality designs you have, the more opportunities you'll have to sell. So great question. Thanks for that. Karen Tomlinson, do you know if you can make a one-time custom order in Printful, like one you wouldn't put in your shop? Yes, you can, Karen. So on your Printful dashboard, on the top right-hand corner, you click New Order and then choose if it's a personal order or for your shop. And then you can fulfill an order for that without having to create a specific listing for your Etsy shop. So a lot of the times, if I do a custom order on Etsy, this is what I do. So someone reaches out to me, they ask for a custom order. Maybe they saw a design that I had, but they want to tweak it a little bit, or they just have an idea that they want me to do. I will do the custom order, and you can do that through an Etsy message, and you can build out a listing. They'll charge you 20 cents for that one-time listing that you just send specifically to that customer, and only the customer will have access to it. And then once they've purchased that listing or they purchased their order, I then go to Printful and I just create a one-time order up on the top right-hand side, click New Order, and then choose for your shop if you're selling it on your shop, and then you can fulfill that order that way. So great question, though. I hope that helped. San said, love your YouTube videos, by the way. Thank you, San. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everyone tuning in. It's fun to build a community. That's been my favorite part about doing YouTube, is be able to build this community with people from all over the world and just help connect and help each other learn and grow. So awesome to have everyone here. Thanks for tuning in. All right, John, thanks for the answer. Another, how did you make your own mockups to sell for other POD sellers? I use Placeit, but I'm pretty sure it would be wrong to sell them as my own if I altered them. Okay, so 100% you cannot sell the Placeit mockups. Do not sell the Placeit mockups. You would get in big trouble for that. The way I've done it is we take our own photos. So my brother does photography, so I've been able to work with him, as well as my wife and her sister, and then my brother's girlfriend. There are models, and so they've been able to model for us. My brother does the photography. We've ordered inventory, not from Printful, from a wholesaler account that we have, and we order inventory, and then we create our sets and we take our pictures, and then we've done a mockup shop for that. And the reason why we started our mockup shop is because just for the whole idea, because when we started out, we didn't find mockups that we necessarily loved, and we had a lot of issues with mockups. So either the shirt was really wrinkly, so it's hard to easily place a design on it, as well as the hair was in the way, or there were little things with it that we didn't love. So we wanted to create a mockup that we really wanted and that we could have full control over. That's why we started our mockup shop. And so now it just acts as another way for us to have mockups for our own shop, as well as for to be able to sell on the side. So our mockup shop, the link is in the description if you want to check it out. It's Malama Mocks. We've recently started it, and we have a lot of new mockups coming out in the coming weeks. So I highly suggest checking it out. A lot of spring mockups, a lot of tank tops and t-shirts. But yeah, hope that answers your question, John. We take our own photos, we ordered our own inventory, and we're doing our own mockups, but don't use Placeits. All right, I'm going to take a quick water break, and then I'll answer the rest of these questions. If you just tuned in, throw your questions up in the live chat, or if you have more questions, throw them up in the live chat. I will answer them the best that I can. All right, so we have a new question here. Let's see here. Have you tried Printify? I decided to switch from Printful to Printify. I have sold on Printify. When I first started out, I was selling on Printify because it was in the peak of COVID. So Printful was super backed up. Shipping times were insane. So I was selling on Printify. I wasn't crazy about them just because I had a lot of issues, in particular with Dream Junction. But I have sold in the past with other providers on Printify, and I've had a decent amount of success with them. The benefits of Printify is it's cheaper, so your margins are better. But the things I don't love about Printify is, one, their dashboard interface isn't as user-friendly. There aren't as many benefits and features to their dashboard. They don't do fun things like a volume discount. Sorry, space it. So they don't offer volume discounts, which I love about Printful. They also do different fun giveaways on Printful and just everything about it. So their whole interface on Printful I love better, as well as Printful is printing everything themselves. They're not using a bunch of different suppliers to print, so there's more quality control, is what I've experienced. So that's why I love Printful. But Printify, I know a lot of people that sell in Printify and they have a lot of success, and they rave about Printify. So you just experiment. You can bounce back and forth. Occasionally I sell Printful and Printify just because there's some colors on Printful that weren't offered or there's some colors on Printify that aren't offered on Printful. So you can experiment, but I'm biased. I love Printful. I've had better experience with them. Their customer support's better. They have a live chat you can always use. They have a lot of awesome features that I really love. So hope that answered your question. How much are you selling mugs for? So it varies. I've experimented. I've done, I've priced them low, so around $11 to $12, and then built in the shipping charge for shipping after, and just increase the shipping price. But my mug prices jump around between $16 and $22 or so. So just experiment on what you want to do with those mugs. But like I mentioned before, I'm not selling a ton of mugs. I only have probably one active listing right now. And it's just, and the reason why I have it still listed is because it sells and people buy it. So I leave it. But my mugs aren't my favorite to sell. So I prefer selling shirts. Cool. So awesome questions. Keep adding them into the live chat. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. But thanks for tuning into this live stream. If you haven't smashed the like button, if you're finding value in this video, please hit that smash the like button, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. But Jared, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Brandon, how do you feel about a live store review? Secondly, could you provide an example of a great shirt mock-up for Gildan 6400 from Printful? Great idea. So I love the idea of doing a live store review. I won't do that in today's live stream just because I'm not set up for it. But in the future, I will consider that for my next live stream that I do. So if you have your shop up and running and you want me to review it live, I will consider doing that. So great idea though. I love it. And can you provide an example of a great shirt mock-up for a Gildan 6400 from Printful? Okay. So I don't know if you're talking about Printful's mockups, but I don't necessarily love using Printful's mockups. They just don't look as nice. I would go to Etsy and search on the marketplace for the Gildan 64 mockup of whatever color you're selling, and then purchase one off of Etsy. You can use them as many times as you like after you download it, and it's a one-time purchase. You can get them from $2 to $7. But there's a lot of options, so I can't give you one option for you to go and buy. But go check out on Etsy. There's a lot of different options, as well as you can check out our mockup shop, Malama Mocks. We have a lot of Gildan 6400s that will be coming in the coming weeks. But yeah, just go do a general search, Gildan 6400, mockup, whatever color, and you'll find some awesome ones on Etsy Marketplace. So great questions. And with your live stream idea or doing a store review live, I'll do that in the future. So I'm just not set up for it right now. But awesome idea. Okay, started uploading on Etsy after watching your first video. Got a sale recently. Your videos are the best. Your Facebook group is great, and I love your hair. Thank you so much. And congratulations on getting your first sale. That is so awesome. So again, another living witness. We got this one right here. I don't want to pronounce your name because I don't want to mess it up. But thank you so much for tuning in, and congrats on your sale. He just had his first sale. He just started out, so it's possible. I'd be curious to know, do you have any background in business or selling online? If you have, type yes in the chat. If not, type no. because you're probably a living witness of someone just like me who just learned it all on YouTube or online and have been able to start making passive money online selling on the Etsy marketplace. So I can't stress enough, there's so much potential to make money on Etsy. There's still money to be made. As saturated as it seems selling shirts, you can still get your own piece of the pie. We have people just like this, as well as David, who mentioned earlier, they've been able to start the shop recently and get their first sales. So awesome job. Super excited for you. And like he mentioned, the Facebook group is a great resource for learning and growing outside of my channel. So congrats. So that's super exciting. There's many more sales to come if you stick with it and don't give up. Okay, more questions to come. Thanks again for tuning in. If you can go ahead and smash the like button, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, so you can continue to get content from me. You'll be notified when I post. I post every week, usually every Thursday, and I'm starting to do more live streams. If this is something that you guys like, I'll continue to do them because they're fun for me to be able to connect with you guys and fun to answer questions. But I'm going to answer the rest of these questions here. If you have more questions, throw them up in the live chat now, and I'll answer them for the next few minutes. So Rahul, we have 3001 or 6400. Which one do you prefer? 100%, I prefer the Bella Canvas 3001. That's by far my favorite shirt. It's really nice quality, super comfy. Customers are happy with it, and it prints nice because it's a higher quality garment. So, yeah, 100% the Bella Canvas. But you can experiment. Again, the Gildan's cheaper, so you can get better margins on it. But you'd be surprised what people would pay for a t-shirt on Etsy. So you can make just as much as you would on a Gildan. So again, as I mentioned before, it's just all about experimenting. I'm going to take a quick water break, and then I'll answer more questions. All right. Do you containers to add to that? Do you containers to add to that? Karen, I'm not to add your... I don't quite understand your question. Can you rephrase it? Do you containers to add to that? And I will answer it. So add that again, and I will answer your question. So do you continue to add to that to add to your mockup shop? Karen, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand your question, but add that again, rephrase it, and hopefully I can understand it and I'll answer it for you. Peggy, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here. No problem for being late. I'm glad you're able to tune in. You can go and watch this. I'll post this afterwards if you want to go and watch the restream of it. But glad you're here, Peggy. Love the mockups I bought from you last week. Thank you. Thanks, Peggy, for your support. It's been awesome to have your support on my channel as well as on our Facebook group and on my mockup shop. So thank you so much. Jared, thank you. No, okay, right here. So I don't want to pronounce your name again. I'm sorry. I don't want to mess your name up, but he has no background in selling on Etsy, no background in e-commerce or business, and he's had his first sale on Etsy by just learning what I've taught on my channel as well as in our Facebook group. And so it's a living witness right here to be able to just take the initiative to discipline yourself, to learn a new skill set and to take action. That's the biggest thing you can do is take action, and you'll start making sales. And if you stick with it and you just rinse and repeat, you'll continue to see sales. So awesome job. Super excited for you guys that are making sales. And I'm excited for those of you that haven't made sales yet, and proud of you for sticking with it and not giving up, because sales will come. Karen, love the live streams. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Robert, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Brennan, I started my shop 3 months ago, and I'm now up to 44 sales. Your videos have helped me so much. I want to know what design trends you think will be popular this summer. Wow, Robert, 44 sales, and you started 3 months ago. Nice job. That is so awesome. That's really impressive. You've done that many. When I started out, I did not hit 44 sales in 3 months. It took me a little while before I started to gain momentum. So super impressive, Robert. Super excited for you, and stick with it. Like I've told everyone, as you rinse and repeat and just keep at it. You can never sleep on Etsy. You got to always be listing, always be adding, always be improving, learning. And just as you do that, sales will continue to grow. So my motto is the Lee method. It's always to be learning, improving, and implementing. If you can do those 3 things constantly, you can have so much success in life. And so I suggest always doing that. Always be learning, improving, and implementing. But awesome job, Robert. Really excited for you. So trends for this summer. I think obviously right now there's new trends coming in with sports. So baseball season starting. Activities in the summer will start to begin, such as hiking, camping. Those are always popular niches on Etsy. But it's just a matter of catching them. I I would do your trend research by the ways I mentioned through the 6 free ways to do trend research. I have a video on it. Go and check that out. But those are a few I'd recommend. Baseball, camping, hiking are just a few ideas. And then make sure if you guys haven't done Mother's Day designs yet, that you jump on that before it's too late. Mother's Day is coming up, and that's a great opportunity for you to make some extra money. And with the topic of catching trends, I like to have a balance in my shop. So I like to have things for trends, one for holidays. So catching trends for holidays, getting your listings up for that. But I also love to have a lot of evergreen stuff. My thing I don't love about catching trends for specifically holidays, obviously you always got to be doing trend research, but specifically for holidays, is you can design a ton of listings for, let's say, Mother's Day, for example, and then you have to battle with shipping deadlines. Once Mother's Day comes, you got to make sure all your orders get fulfilled and shipped to your customer by the deadline. Otherwise, you're going to have upset customers. And then after that, that item's no longer going to sell most likely until the next year when the holiday comes again. So I like to have a balance with my shop. So have several evergreen listings, meaning things that will sell continuously throughout the year, but they are popular and trending, obviously. And then have my things for holidays. So, and it depends on how you have your shop set up. If you have a super niche shop and you're doing well with it, stick with it. But with my experience, I started out doing a really niche shop, so we were selling positive t-shirts. So our thing was positive, just positive messages, positive quotes. And it really limited us to what we could do with holidays and just catching trends. So I branched out into a general store. And once we branched out and did a general store, which gave us a lot of options to really cast our net wider, is when we started to see a lot of momentum and start to see more sales. So, but yeah, sorry, that was a long response to your question, Robert. But again, awesome job on your 44 sales. That is incredible. You've done that many this soon already. And then for trends, camping, hiking, the outdoor niche, as well as upcoming sports for the summer season. So, okay. I'm going to do a quick water break, and then I'll answer more questions. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that, please. It will help out my video, as well as subscribe to my channel, and as well join my private Facebook group. It's Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. And I will answer more questions here. So if you have more questions, throw them up in the live chat. I will answer those right now. Okay, John is next. Thanks again. I'm going to join your Facebook group. I'm already in Ryan Hoag's group, but they mostly talk about Redbubble and Amazon merch, but not Etsy. Cool. Yeah, Ryan Hoag has an awesome YouTube channel. He talks about a lot outside of just Etsy, and his Facebook group is awesome as well. But if you want just primarily Etsy, just 100% focused on Etsy, how to have success on Etsy, then my channel will teach you everything about Etsy, as well as my Facebook group. So go ahead and request to join that Facebook group, John, and I'll accept that after this live stream. So you can get in there and ask your questions, as well as see what other people have been posting about. So, and in that Facebook group, I post daily. So I've been trying to post often, but I post usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, tips and tricks to help you succeed on Etsy. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to work that out. So, and I'd love to hear your guys' input on what you'd like to see more, so I can benefit you guys and help you the best I can. Okay, more questions. Raul, what is the right price for Bella Canvas 3001? So you just got to experiment. I sell mine, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, between $23.99 and $26.99. But you can experiment, see what sells well for you. You may see that $25.99 is a sweet spot for you. You can sell them at that. But that's kind of my price range, between $23.99 and $26.99. Well, and that's the way I'm able to make a profit. I shoot to make at least $5 to $6 minimum profit. And obviously that can increase or decrease however I need to. But when I have a well-selling item, minimum I want to make $5. But you can experiment. So if you're just starting out with a listing, you can price it low, break even, and then increase it little by little until you find your sweet spot. But great question. Karen, sorry, do you continue to add to your mock-up shop as much as you do with the shirts? Great question, Karen. So I do. Not as often, because with my Etsy, my shop that we sell our t-shirts on, I'm able to do listings every single day because I'm not limited to resources, because I can design every single day and I can add new listings every day. But with Mockup Shop, we have to dedicate a day to doing a photo shoot, ordering inventory, etc. And so we'll do a couple photo shoots a month, and then we'll add throughout the month. So I'm not adding as often. I'll bulk upload listings to my Mockup shop like that week after the shoot, and then there'll be a few weeks where I don't add until our next photo shoot. But yeah, our Mockup shop, the link is in the description. Go ahead and check that out if you're needing mockups for your shop. We have a lot of options for you, as well as we're adding a lot of new ones this coming week. So be sure to check that out. It's called Malama Mocks. Hey, Robert, thank you. Thanks for your questions. And again, congrats on those sales. Jared, how do I make sure that the design on the purchase mockup from Etsy is in the same spot as the one from Printful? How do I make sure that the design on the purchase mockup from Etsy is in the same spot as the one for Printful? Do you just use the estimate by using the Printful mockup as a reference? Okay, so the way I do it, honestly, you just have to eyeball it. So I'll create my mockup with my purchase mockup off of Etsy. I'll create it in Over, and then I'll place it where I want it placed. And then when I'm adding my design to Printful, I will then just eyeball it, make sure it looks pretty similar size especially, and then similar placement. And really that's the best option, is just eyeballing it. If any of you have like a golden way to figure this out and to do it better, I'd be curious to hear it. But my best way is just to eyeball it and make sure it looks similar to my mockup. And you do want them to be as similar as possible, because you want your customer to receive their end product. You want it to be what they're viewing as on the mockup, if that makes sense. So yeah, just eyeball it, Jared. That's really the best way you can do it. But great question. And if you guys have a better way, let me know. Is there a real way to make sure? Yeah, Jared, no, I don't think there is, not that I'm aware of. But if there is, and you guys know of one, let me know. Peggy, I love the new mockups with the tank tops. They are kind of pricey on Printful, but I would like to get some. How much would you sell them for? Well, yeah, so tank tops are more expensive on Printful. It's obviously not as easy to sell them as a t-shirt, but people will buy them. I know they're popular on Etsy, especially with it being beginning of spring and summertime. Now's the time to experiment and get your tank top mockups up and do some other things. I know baseball caps are really popular too. You can embroider them on Etsy. I haven't experimented with that, but it's a great option. And I know they sell really well on Etsy. So, but yeah, we're going to add a lot of mockups, tank top mockups specifically to our mockup shop. And they'll be the same price as our other mockups, $4.99, $5. So perfect answer, man. Thank you. No problem. Oh, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the live stream. It's been fun to answer questions. I just have a few more minutes before I end my live stream. So if you have any last questions, now's the time to add them, and then I will be signing off. But if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, go and join. It's Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. And then it'd be awesome to have you there, have you be a part of the community. You can have answers to your questions there that you can't necessarily find on Google. That's the best way I can explain a really valuable Facebook group. So go and join the Facebook group. I'm in it every day answering questions. Other people that are selling on Etsy are answering questions. And then I post daily tips Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you go and join us. Print on Demand Warriors. As well as if you haven't smashed the like button on this live stream, be sure to hit the like button if you're finding value in this. As well as if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can continue to be notified when I put out new content. I post every Thursday, just about every week. It depends on how my schedule is. But I'm trying to get out as much content as possible to help you guys. But for all of you that have made sales already, congratulations. Super excited for you. That's really impressive. You've already made sales. For those of you that are still waiting on your first sale, I can promise you it will come if you follow the steps that I teach. So I'll go through, watch my playlist again on how to sell on Etsy. I walk you through step by step on exactly how to do it. And so follow those steps. These are things that I have learned selling on Etsy and things that have brought me success. And I know it will do the same for you. So make sure you go and rewatch all the videos if you've already watched them. If you haven't watched them, go and watch every single video, because I do very thorough tutorials on how to sell on Etsy. So just tune in, because I want to help you the best I can. That's my whole idea behind the channel. So I have a couple more questions, and then we will sign off here. So if you have more questions, throw them up in the live chat. I will answer them now before I sign off. Okay, David. When you create a personalized shirt, do you create a listing specifically just for them on Etsy? How does that process work? Okay, if I understand your question, so for personalization options, for a moment, my whole shop was built out to be customizable and personalizable, so they could come in, they could pick their font color, they could pick everything, and then I'd have where they choose. So they add in the notes section where they say, I want this color on this shirt color, whatever it was. But I had a lot of issues with that. But so now I just sell primarily custom orders that people reach out to me for. And I think that's what you're asking, if I'm right. And the way that I do this is when they ask me, hey, can you do this shirt for me? Or can you add this thing to my, or can you add this thing to your design? One second. Okay, so David, sorry. So if they'll reach out to me, they request a design, I will then turn that message. They have a feature in Etsy where you can, I believe it's the top right-hand corner. You can turn it into a custom order. You click custom order, and then you build out that listing within that message thread. And you can create a listing right there that's specifically for them, so that customer can go and purchase that listing directly through the message thread. And only that customer will see the message, or only that customer will see the listing, and it'll be private for them, and then they can place the order. You will be charged 20 cents for that, but it's fine. And then you can then go and fulfill your order. And the way I fulfill the order is I just go to Printful, I click new order in the top right-hand side, I choose my shop, whatever shop I'm selling it for, or whatever shop it was on, and then I go and fulfill that order. So I just manually do it, and I input the information. But yeah, you can do that, or you can wait for it to come into Printful. So either way, but you'll have to sync the product after it's coming to Printful, because it's not a listing that's on Etsy. I hope that answers your question, David. That's worth experimenting with. And it's a cool way to do it. It's really cool that Etsy has that feature for you. It makes it really easy for the customer. And I love doing custom orders. One thing to note though on custom orders, if you are doing custom orders and you have a customer that like requests a crazy expensive or a crazy detailed design or something that's going to take time, make sure you're getting paid for your time. So you'll say, yes, I do custom orders, but I charge $5 or $10 for custom orders, and that will be built into the base price. So yeah, so make sure you're getting paid for your time, and don't start designing until that customer has paid you. You know what I mean? So you don't, because I've had issues where I've had a customer request a custom order, and then I did the design, I sent them the link for the listing, and then I never heard back from them. So my wife spent all day or majority of the day creating this design for them, and then they never even order it. So make sure you get paid for your design or for your order before you start designing. So hope that answers your question and helps you. Okay, last few questions. Peggy, what would you sell the tank top for on Etsy? Peggy, I have not sold tank tops yet on Etsy, but I plan to in the coming weeks. So I will get back to you on that. But I'll look at the prices. I don't have them on the top of my head. So if you ask this question in the comments section of this video, not in the live chat, but in the comment section, ask this question and I will get back to you on a good price point that you can sell your tank tops for. Okay. But yeah, consider selling them for sure. But I don't have a price point off the top of my head because I don't know what the base cost is for them. But ask it in the comment section and I will answer that for you later today or within the next few days. Jared, I have designs that are already selling on my shop that are the default Printful. I am afraid if I update the mockup that does something negative to the listings algorithm. Have you heard of this? Jared, okay. All right, so that's a great example. If you have a listing that's performing well and selling well, and the mockup photos are working, I don't know how well it's selling. Is it selling like once every few days, once a week, or what is it? But if it's selling consistently several times a day, then I wouldn't change it. I just leave it because for whatever weird reason, it's working and it's converting. And it's probably just the design itself that's selling really well. But an option for you is to experiment and to add really nice mockup photos to it, professional mockup photos that you purchase off Etsy, and just experiment. And you may be surprised. It may take that design from selling once a day to selling several times a day just because of the photo. But I don't think changing just the photo is going to change your ranking in the Etsy algorithm. So if you were to change like SEO, if you went and changed all 13 tags and change your entire title, yes, that would affect your listing score and where you're placed. But changing just the photo, I don't think it would affect you much. But if it's selling consistently several times a day, I don't know if you need to change it. But if it's selling like once every few days or once a week, whatever it is, then you could experiment and maybe change the mockup photo for it. But awesome. It's awesome that it's selling. Congrats on sales. Okay. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Okay. We have a couple more questions here. I see a lot of people sell canvas shirts for $14 and charge $18 on shipping. Do you think that is a good strategy? I sell shirts between 23 and 27 plus free shipping. What strategy do you think is best? So no, I don't necessarily like the first strategy. It may be working for them, but personally, in my personal experience as a buyer and as a customer and as a shopper, if I saw a shirt that was listed for $14, I'd be excited. And then if I click through on it and I see, okay, I got to pay an extra $18 on shipping, which is an insane amount to ship a shirt, I would 100% not purchase that shirt. So I like your strategy way better. I do very similar. I sell my shirts between 23 and 27, and I offer free shipping because I feel like customers like free shipping. I personally like free shipping. I would guess you don't like to pay for shipping, so you probably like the same. And as well, Etsy claims they list or they rank you better. So, but yeah, I like your second strategy better, the one that you're doing. But great question. Karen again, did you say you put your design on the bot mockup in Printful before you send it to the Etsy mockup? So I do the opposite, Karen. I design my mockup first I create my mockup in Over, and then after I create my mockup in Over, I then do it on my on the Printful side. So I can really see, I can match it based off of what the customer's going to actually see. Does that make sense? So yeah, create the mockup in Over, and then I go and create my listing in Printful and push it to my store. Yes, like if they want their name added. Okay, David, yeah. So or a certain design. Yeah, so for that idea, again, just I do it in the custom message. So I create a custom order in that message, because if they request an idea, just create a custom message and then you can add that listing. You build out the listing right there in that message thread. Really simple. And I'll do a video on this in the future if that's something you guys would think would be beneficial. So awesome, David. So these last questions I'm going to answer, then I'm going to sign off here. So Peggy, thank you. I will do that. Jared, once a week. Okay, so Jared, so your item sells once a week. Yeah, so if it's only selling once a week, that's still awesome that it's selling, but experiment with changing the mockup photos. You can add a really nice high quality mockup and it may increase sales. Because if it's selling, you know that people are wanting it, but maybe people it's not standing out in the search ranking. So like when you search it or whatever, where it's showing up, it may not be standing out because it's just a Printful mockup and doesn't look that nice. So experiment with a really nice high quality mockup, put the same design on it, and it may increase your sales to where it will sell consistently daily. So try that out. I don't think it's going to affect your listing at all or your listing score for ranking with the algorithm. But that's only if you really change your tags and your title is really what affects your listing ranking the most. So, okay. Corey, good to have you here again. I remember you from the last live stream. Can you exclude countries to sell to? Yes, you can choose who you want to sell to. So when you build out your shipping profiles on Etsy, you just pick what countries you want to sell to. You can like bulk do Europe or just do like few countries, and then you choose who you sell to. So yep, just do that in your shipping profiles. It's under settings. I forget the details, but shipping on your Etsy dashboard. Really easy to do. Can't find your mockup shop link. So it should be in the description. It's called Malama Mocks. I can type the name of it, Malama Mocks. But it's added that to, there you go, add it. It's called Malama Mocks. You can just go to Etsy and search Malama Mocks, but it's in my description. Check out my mockup shop, Malama Mocks. Okay. It is okay to use Placeit Mockup on Etsy. Placeit does have some options. What's nice with Placeit is you can get any color really easily. You can just choose the color of the shirt. But I don't love the Placeit mockups. They're not my favorite. They have a few nice ones. They have some nice hanging ones, but it's not worth it to me to subscribe to Placeit per month and pay for it with the limited mockups that don't look as nice. I feel like it goes Printful mockups, Placeit mockups, and then professional mockups off of Etsy that you can buy. But some people 100% do Placeit and they have success with it. So that's my personal preference. I personally like to buy my own mockups off of Etsy. I feel like they're higher quality. They look more realistic, and there's just some really kind of awkward ones on Placeit. But with that being said, there are a few decent ones that you can find on Placeit. So experiment. You can do both. Do a little both. Try place it mockups, try Etsy mockups, and see what you like better, what helps brand your store better, and what helps your listing sell better. Jared, thank you. So again, there's my mockup shop. It's Malama Mocks. Link should be in the description. And thank you, Jared. Can you do more guy shirts? I sell men's clothing. Cool. Yeah, definitely. I will consider that. I feel like it is hard to find mockup. You're talking about mockups, right, Jared? Okay. So I don't know. Can you do more guy shirts? I sell men's clothing. So yeah, we can. If you're talking about mockups, we plan to do a lot of male mockups. There are some on Etsy, but you are more limited. You have more options for women mockups just because that's your primary target and primary market on Etsy. But that's a great idea. And I think that's a great place to sell to. I think selling to men is a great way, especially because there's so many girlfriends and moms and grandmothers who are purchasing on Etsy specifically for their husbands or boyfriends. So great idea, though. I'd keep with that. John, which new product type would you be the most excited to try out next? Hats, canvas, prints. Okay, next. So my next things I really want to try is doing tank tops and then doing the hats. So I think those are the best options. I sold canvas prints in the beginning. I tried a lot of things in the beginning. I was desperate for anything, and we didn't have much success with canvas prints. They're really expensive. You got to charge a ton of money in order to make any money on them. So I don't do canvas prints, and I don't think I ever will, unless I found a different provider. Printify, I think Printify has them, but yeah. To answer your question, John, I'm going to do hats and tank tops as my next focus in the coming months. Thank you, Brandon. Yes. And Jared, I want to buy from you to help support you, but my niche is for dads. No problem, Jared. There's plenty of other Etsy shops or mockup shops on Etsy where you can buy male mockups. Place that has a lot of male mockup options as well. But in the future, when we add a lot of male mockups, I'll reach out to you, Jared, so you can see if you like our mockups, if they fit well with your store. So, yep. But awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Brennan Dopp. I teach you everything you need to know about print on demand and Etsy, and specifically just selling on the Etsy marketplace, doing print on demand. I have an entire playlist where I teach you step by step on how to do this. So if you haven't watched those videos, go back and watch those videos. Or if you haven't watched them, watch them. And if you already watched them, go back and watch them because there may be some things that you missed. And the things that I teach have helped me have success on Etsy, as well as the few people that have tuned in who've mentioned they've had sales say it's helped them too. So I highly suggest keep learning, improving, and implementing the things that I share, as well as the other resources teach you, because there's so much opportunity to learn online and a great way to set yourself apart and learn a new skill set to start making passive money online. There's a lot of money to be made on Etsy still, even as saturated as it is. I can promise you by experience that there's money to be made on Etsy. So do the things that I teach. Check out the playlist. Watch all my videos again as well. If you haven't tuned into my Facebook group, make sure you do so. The link is in the description. It's called Print on Demand Warriors. And there you can connect with people that are selling just like you. The last few things, if you haven't liked this video, if you found value in it, please go ahead and smash the like button. It helps my video, it helps my channel, and it helps us reach more people to help them learn and grow. As well as if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel so you can keep learning and growing. And I post every week, almost every Thursday. And I'm planning on doing more live streams if this is something that you guys like and if you feel like it helps you. But thanks for tuning in. I also, in my Facebook group, I let you know when I'm going live, usually a few hours before. So that's another reason to be in that group. So you can be notified when I go live. And I'll answer this last question, then I'm going to jump off here. How much trouble do you get with customers actually? I'm not sure if I understand your question, Corey, but I think you just mean, have I had any issues with customers? It happens occasionally, but rarely it happens. So that kind of contradicts itself. But occasionally you'll have a customer who's just upset. They don't love the quality for whatever reason. And then you'll have thousands of people or hundreds of people who just absolutely love your shirt. They love the material. They love the design. But you'll occasionally get those few that just aren't happy. They aren't pleasant with your design, and that's fine. I refund them, or I work with them to figure out a solution. I send them a different item if they would prefer that, or I just make sure they have a positive experience because I want them to have a positive shopping experience so they'll have the desire to come back and then so that they'll share my shop with their friends and family. Because that's the quickest and best way you can grow. So yeah, it happens. That's just the nature of the beast with doing selling online, doing e-commerce. You're going to have upset customers. You can't make everyone happy. That's just the way life is, unfortunately. But you can do your best by having really good customer service and being really kind and just understanding and making sure that they're receiving what they want. But yeah, so occasionally I do have returns. It happens. But with returns, I never have them actually ship it back to me. I just have them keep the item and I refund them. That makes it the easiest with doing print on demand. Karen, thank you. No problem. All right, my friends, thanks again for tuning in. Go and join the Facebook group. I'll go and accept those requests right after this live stream. And if you haven't smashed the like button, go ahead and smash the like button on this video if you found value in it. And go check out my other videos. I have several different videos where I teach you everything that you need to know to sell successfully on Etsy doing print on demand. And they're very thorough, step-by-step tutorials. But thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. And I will chat with you folks on the Facebook group as well as in the comment section. If you have any questions that I didn't answer or that you didn't get to, go add it to the comment section down below and I'll answer those questions. Okay, thank you so much. Go add your listings, stay motivated, keep learning, improving, implementing, and sales will come. I promise you that. Thanks, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.